A former deputy director of the FBI is fired just hours before he vests into his taxpayer-funded government pension. Almost instantly, former cabinet members of the Obama administration come to his defense and issue veiled threats against the President of the United States, who is Donald J. Trump today. What is going on? What do you need to know? The fact is, the firing of Andrew McCabe is historic. The FBI's own internal office of professional integrity and professional responsibility issued a report saying that Andrew McCabe must be fired before he qualifies for his government pension. Why? Because of his being in flagrant contravention of numerous FBI and DOJ regulations, and because he lied on multiple occasions to internal FBI investigators. Now, this is the man who was central to the investigation and then exoneration of Hillary Clinton under her Servergate scandal. This is the man who signed off on and was also pivotal in the FISA warrant issuance to spy on a former Trump advisor. Now, why is it that Obama's former director of the CIA and his ambassador to the United Nations instantly came to this man's defense when he was clearly a bad actor, a bent cop? Well, who are these people? They are people who are also implicated in even larger intelligence scandals. John Brennan, Obama's director of the CIA, is incredibly an individual who, in the midst of the Cold War in 1976, voted for the presidential candidate of the American Communist Party. John Brennan has admitted to doing so in 1976. That's when the Cold War was at its height and the Soviet Union was committed to America's destruction. Despite voting for a Communist Party, John Brennan managed to inveigle his way into the CIA. And eventually, President Obama would make him director of the CIA, an organization that he radically changed, in many cases, in an act of revenge for the fact that he had failed as a case officer and had to stay in the analytic section of the CIA. This is a man who, when asked about spying on U.S. citizens, perjured himself in front of Congress. This is a man who has given very strange answers to what he knew about the Steele dossier, the dossier that was used to acquire a warrant to spy on a member of the Trump campaign. A warrant that was acquired illegally, because that dossier was actually opposition research paid for by the DNC and Hillary Clinton, and that fact was hidden from the judge that issued the secret warrant. Now, what about Samantha Power, who issued a tweet threatening the President of the United States not to anger John Brennan? Well, this woman was a very high official in the Obama administration, representing America in New York at the UN. Now, importantly, that position, although it is a high diplomatic post, is not part of the intelligence community. Being ambassador to the UN does not make you part of the CIA, the Defense Intelligence Agency, or the NSA. Nevertheless, we now know from media reports that in 1 year alone, more than 200 requests to unmask the identities of U.S. nationals caught up in American surveillance intercepts were signed or issued under the name of Samantha Power. That is an incredible increase over unmaskings in general. And one has to ask the question, what on earth is an ambassador to the United Nations doing unmasking the identities of American citizens caught up accidentally in U.S. intelligence intercepts? Is it so that these individuals can be targeted for political reasons at the time of a presidential election? At the end of the day, you will see that the firing of Andrew McCabe is just the beginning. He is one small cog in an absolutely monumental series of scandals that will be called Obamagate. They will include the fact that Hillary Clinton used the intelligence community and the law enforcement of the United States to spy on political adversaries. It will include the fact that the Department of Justice and the FBI were weaponized as political tools of the Obama administration. And it will include the fact that key members at the cabinet level were using the most powerful instruments of government as weapons against their political adversaries. And just one last observation for you to think about. What would have happened if Hillary Clinton had won the election? We wouldn't know any of this. It all would have been swept under the rug by those crooked cops at the top of the FBI, at the DOJ, and the CIA, who wanted this woman to win and helped her illegally to skate through all kinds of felonious activity. As a result, America would have sunk further and further into a swamp-like miasma, distancing us from the founding principles of this great nation. Donald Trump won the election, and we will get to the bottom of all the scandals that fall under Obamagate. Thank you for watching the Gorka Briefing. If you liked this video, please check out the Rebel Media YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter at Seb Gorka. That's SEBGORKA. And share these videos on Facebook and Twitter, because with your help, we can push back on the fake news industrial complex and finally get the truth out. God bless.